Hey, you. Come on now, wake up. The show's starting.
Drinkade, ready for distribution worldwide.
What's going on, everybody? I know it's early. I know you feel a little bit hungover. That's why I got you, as does Drinkade. This is what you missed on this Mike Said It First, presented by Drinkade with caffeine and double B12. The Lakers beat the Blazers 116 to 108 behind LeBron James' 38 points in a vintage performance. Kobe Bryant would have been 42 years old today. We hate you, 2020. The Miami Heat go up 3-0 in the series against the Pacers. Thunder cut their series lead against the Rockets to 2-1, and Padres destroyed the Astros 13-2. Also, in terms of pop culture, there's this thing called DC Fandom that happened yesterday. And a Batman movie was announced with former Twilight star Robert Pattinson playing Batman. And here are some Shaquille O'Neal jokes. This is pretty good, actually. My buddy Ian McQuiston said, Shaquille O'Neal is a masseuse. Shaquille O'Feel. Somebody else says Shaquille O'Neal eats an orange. Shaquille O'Peel. Shaquille O'Neal makes a trade. Shaquille O'Deal. And Shaquille O'Neal is a foot doctor. Shaquille O'Heal. That was mine. I had to put my 2 cents in there, right? If my voice is a little bit stupid, don't worry. It's annoying. But, I haven't been feeling well. I've been saying the last 3 shows now. But I'm okay. We gotta get through it, right? It's easy like Sunday morning. Our topics are presented by mybookie.ag. Promo code 12 on sports. It's promo code 12OZ Sports when you sign up. You know, guys, it's playoff time, presidential election time, parlays, all kind of good stuff. They will match your first deposit up to $1,000 only if you use that promo code 12 on sports. Promo code 12OZ Sports. So today's topics, Lakers put the clamps down. The Mavericks have been better than the Clippers. I'll explain. They should actually be up 3-0. The Milwaukee Bucks are finally starting to look good. Joel Embiid, he's been good, but Sixers have not. And my Sunday picks for today's games, including daily fantasy, which is going to be pretty fun. Let's get into it right here. So, the Lakers put the clamps down the second half of this game. They won 116 to 108. CJ McCollum and Damian Lillard each made 4 threes in the first half. But this is that proverbial switch everyone says the Clippers can just flick up and down. That's what the Lakers have done the last 2 games. If you see right there above you, the Blazers shot under 40% for the second straight game. This is a very good offense. Lakers don't care. I've seen the best the Lakers can be. I have yet to see that from Kawhi's team, which I'll get to next. But I've seen JaVale McGee and Dwight Howard doing dirty work on the glass or catching alley-oops from LeBron. I've seen LeBron driving to the hole or making perfect passes to Contavious Caldwell-Pope, Danny Green, and J.R. Smith for 3. I've seen Kyle Kuzma lighting it up along with Dion Waiters off the bench. I've seen Anthony Davis making great mid-range buckets or just flat out attacking, although he's got to hit some free throws. That's one thing I'm concerned about. Can we hit some free throws, please? Alex Caruso pestering guys on defense or just diving for loose balls. I think that's the best team I've seen all season. Lakers showed that again last night. They were on point. Their three-pointers were falling. LeBron was doing LeBron-ish things. Anthony Davis was Anthony Davis in the second half. I don't know why he chooses to play only one quarter, or one half of each game, but he does that. LeBron James was sensational again. The guy was locked in, and I loved it. 38 points. Maybe it was because Kobe Bryant turned 42 today. I don't know. But LeBron obviously knows what time it is. It's Lakers time, not Dame time. Also, the back and forth with Carmelo Anthony was like awesome and crazy nostalgia. I loved every second of that. It was in the third quarter. If you didn't catch it, that's your fault. But in terms of Dame time, Damian Lillard and CJ McCollum, more specifically, Damian Lillard shrank like Honey, I Shrunk the Kids in the fourth quarter. Like, Damian Lillard and pretty much the entire Blazers team seemed fatigued for the first time. But to me, that's no excuse. Like, we blame James Harden for the same things. It made Skip Bayless look amazing last night. He had this tweet that said Dame time with like 27,000 exclamation marks. Question marks. And rightfully so. Dame disappeared, and I'm actually a huge fan of Damian Lillard. But I also think the Lakers' defense did hound him. Again, the Blazers seemed tired for the first time since the bubble started. It was clear Jusuf Nurkic, Mike Breen even made the point that Jusuf Nurkic was gassed. CJ McCollum wasn't very aggressive, and usually he is down the stretch. And Damian Lillard was just not hitting buckets. Even he was very sweaty. I know what you're saying, well, players get sweaty all the time. No, I mean, like, he was actually, like, literally dripping in sweat. He and Nurkic did not look good. But every logo Lillard three that he tried, it seemed like the Lakers were just right there. Like, they were born ready. Like, they played this. The third quarter was incredible. Lakers have used the third quarter a lot this year. And then Damian Lillard, when you think of the fourth quarter, he's going to pull it from that 40-foot three. Alex Caruso, Danny Green said nope. They pestered that guy in the fourth quarter, and I loved it. I love Damian Lillard, but I have to give credit where credit is due. Defense of the Lakers was great. And personally, I think Dame will bounce back in a big way in game number 4. But they looked gassed for the first time last night. And don't referees me either, by the way. I know it's early. I don't want to yell too much. But Los Angeles attacked, and Portland couldn't do anything about it. That's what this came down to. You know, the Blazers took like 15 free throws, and the Lakers took like 40. I get the discrepancy, but if you actually watch the game and not the box score, you'd understand Lakers were the aggressor all night. Like I told you, Blazers looked gassed. It was a close game until it wasn't a close game. Lakers were the aggressors. Referees realized that. I don't think there was any controversial calls last night. The one controversial call was actually in favor of Portland. Damian Lillard was running away from Alex Caruso, bumps back into him for a three, and they call 3 free throws. Come on now. Let's not do this. Like, I understand, like, 99% of the time, I firmly believe those calls are correct because people like to say, well, the game is soft now. Well, James Naismith, if you actually look it up, I've done this before, you should too, because I was confused about it at first as well. The creator of basketball basically said he wanted a game where there would be no contact, and I mean no contact. It was based purely on skill. So a lot of times you'll see James Harden get fouled. Sometimes a lot of times he flops. But a lot of times a guy lands in his landing space, Zaza Pachulia. But really, that was the one call last night that went in favor of Portland, actually. I was like, I thought Alex Caruso would. Like, he stood there, did not move. Dame runs away from him, jumps up for 3, backs up. I didn't like that too much, but that was the one call that was controversial, and I feel like it went in favor of Portland. Okay. I also am not sure if Portland will win another game in the series. I believe the Lakers' chemistry, especially on defense, is out of this world. their defense is the switch. Like LeBron James, you'll hear him say, "We need to get we're not where we want to be." I feel like Lakers are there defensively. Their defense is insane. Unless Dame goes off on Monday, I believe his series is over in 5. Now, game 1 and game 2, I was like, this could go 6 or 7. I don't believe that. I believe it will be 5. It should be 5. I would say the longest it could go is 6. And people will say, well, it's going to be 7 or the Blazers can win. I'm not with that. I feel like last night it showed, like, Lakers were just like, see you guys later. Like, they were doing this to Damian Lillard. It just seemed like in their heads. I don't know. They completely clamped down, and that was, as a LeBron fan, I loved it, but that was a much-needed win for the Lakers, and they pretty much laid their will out on the Blazers. When you read this down here, my next topic presented by MyBookie, promo code 12 Sports, if you want to get that $1,000 deposit bonus, also helps your boy out. Helps the whole station out, right? Gotta pay the bills. That's what Talkman Radio says. Dallas should be 3-0 versus the Clippers. Oh, well, it's not 3-0. It's 2-1 Clip. I get it. I know you're not feeling too well. That's why you got some drink aid, I know. Take a sip of your drink aid. I'm going to take a sip of Powerade. I'll probably buy some drink aid pretty soon, actually. I should have it on the next Sunday or Sunday after that. But seriously, though, Clippers should be down 0-3. In the 2 Clippers wins, I feel like they haven't been the better team. And that's me actually like being unbiased. Like I thought hard about this. I thought long and hard about this. And I was thinking to myself, I'm not into blaming referees, but Porzingis doesn't get ejected. I'm not sure if LA wins game 1. Like, Mavs are up by 5, and then they just fall apart. Luka stays healthy in game 3. I'm not sure Kawhi's numbers matter. And game 2, they got outplayed. I genuinely believe, and it's just hard for me to say, it's super unpopular, but that's why I'm from Mike Said It First. I'm in 12 Ounce Sports. I'm not from ESPN or Fox. This is the land of telling it how it is. This is the show of, if you don't like the facts, click off. No, don't click off. I love you guys. But they've been outplayed for 3 games. I'm not sure Mavericks would not be up 3-0 if those 2 things didn't happen. It's a game of inches, man, even in basketball. And I mentioned that proverbial switch, okay? Like, the Clippers are just turn it on and turn it off. Listen, the Clippers are the most talented team in the NBA. Point blank, period, end of discussion, exclamation point. But LeBron and AD versus Kawhi and PG, it's sexy for casuals. Like NBA Twitter, it's LeBron and AD versus Kawhi and PG. To an extent, yes. But bench versus bench and coach versus coach, you'd be on something special. You wouldn't be drinking Drinkade if you thought the Lakers were better in those departments. Because Clippers are way better. It's not even close. But here's my thing. Here's the point. Clippers have no chemistry. The closest thing to an identity I've seen is them trying to cause technical fouls. Like, that's it. Sometimes Jermichael Green will hit a 3. Marcus Morris might go off. Lou does Lou Williams things. But I can't trust playoff Paul George. And I don't know if Kawhi can beat LeBron single-handedly. Lakers know what they want when they want it. Clippers are just super talented. Now, maybe the bubble will make the whole talent thing go crazy, but let's say the West Finals come around. Let's say both these teams make it despite struggling, for crying in the sink. Let's say both these teams make it to the West Finals. I think chemistry is going to be huge because by that point, you're starting to get bed bugs in your Orlando hotel. Like, as this thing drags out, yeah, Clippers might gain some chemistry, but then that hotel bed's going to start getting a little bit uncomfortable. Or it might get too comfortable. I just think the Clippers are way too talented to lose. And I feel like the Lakers, the chemistry, I'm choosing chemistry over talent. Like, the Raptors are the epitome of chemistry over talent, okay? Not saying the Raptors aren't talented because every NBA team is talented. But I still feel like the Clippers are far more talented, but Lakers have way better chemistry. And I'll take that over talent. And I really hope Luka's okay. I will let you guys know later on in the show who I think wins this afternoon's game. When I come back, we'll talk the Bucks and the Philadelphia 76ers, and more importantly, Joel Embiid. Now I am happy. Be right back. The Milwaukee Bucks have gone up 2-1 after their early scare against the Magic. And when I say early scare, like, the Lakers lost to Portland, yeah, okay, that Portland was hot. Orlando had no business doing well. The Bucks were up 2-1 on the Magic. In Game 3, Vucevic was limited to 20 points. He shot 2 of 8 from 3, and that's not very good. I still don't trust Milwaukee, though. They seem a little bit out of character. Like, usually they're, like, moving the ball around, looking exceptional, but I feel like Orlando's giving them a little bit of trouble. And I don't know why. Toronto Raptors have looked far more selfless and far more engaged in the bubble playoffs. And I think Milwaukee's going to pay for that. This is like a quick topic because I had to talk about this, but it was kind of like, Milwaukee's in trouble. I believe that. Like, Giannis, yeah, he had 35 on 14 shots. But Toronto, I'm not sure they're going to allow that. Or, I mean, they may allow it to happen, but I'm not sure Toronto is going to be as ill-prepared as Orlando is going to be the next 2 games. Milwaukee's going to win this thing in 5, and it might be easy. But even yesterday, the game went down to the wire. Like, it was a blowout, and then it wasn't. I'm like, come on, Milwaukee. Like, what are we doing here? I don't know. Playoff Mike Budenholzer back at it again. Okay. I teased you guys, and here we are. Joel Embiid has been really good. He's been engaged. He's been mature. That being said, he can't do it alone. And he still isn't reliable or consistent. Like, y'all call Zion Williamson fat. Keep the energy with Joel Embiid. He's always been the most talented big man. But much like the Clippers, what does that do for me when push comes to shove? The Celtics have done what they wanted this entire. They're up 3-0. And like, I'm gonna pick the game. In a few minutes here, but let's be real. Joel Embiid has bullied Boston because the Celtics rely on Skinny and his Cantor and overperforming, but no disrespect to Daniel Tice. That's who they've relied on to body Joel Embiid. And I come on now. It's too easy. They're like, oh, it's Enes Kanter. That's too easy. It's an imaginary basket. I just dunked that thing. I'm just saying. Philadelphia, though, in all seriousness, has to choose one. Choose one. Ben Simmons or Joel Embiid. That's where we're at right now. Both are fantastic, but they clash. Simmons needs a Giannis role. Drive the floor, kick out to your guys for three because he's the way better passer than Embiid. And if I'm Philly, I trade Embiid before he gets injured again. Again, both guys are really good, but they cannot coexist. I don't even know if Embiid wants to be in Philly. Like, he seems isolated. And the funniest thing, like, I've never heard this before until the bubble, but even, like, I believe it was ESPN, it might have been a TNT, I believe it was ESPN reporter said that he isn't as fun as he seems on TV. Whoa. Like, we come back from a Joel Embiid Mountain Dew commercial, it's like, oh, now I'm happy. You know, he's always just the funny guy. I don't like him, but he's always like, I don't know, people seem to gravitate towards that kind of stuff. And then we get this reporter saying he's been kind of isolated. Well, why? And this was before Simmons got injured. That's weird. I don't know if he wants to be in Philly. Now, he's in Orlando right now, obviously. I don't know if he wants to be in Philly. And that's telling to me when that reporter said that. Like, that's a problem. That's going to be a problem. Houston. Okay, let me shut up. Okay. I'm also not sure about Brett Brown, the head coach. Like, granted, I heard the statistic, and I don't know if he's ever seemed to have a full, like, Philadelphia lineup, like Simmons and Embiid and Harris. I mean, that's not... You get it. Like, it's impressive on paper. But for Game 3, Brett Brown's speech was, think about this 50-year rivalry. The Sixers and the Celtics. So I was like, that's almost as corny as Eat a W by Jameis Winston. Remember that? Oh, no, we don't eat this W. Whoa. No one's getting pumped up from that. Like, if I'm in the locker room, we're down 2-0, I'm about to sulk, and my coach doesn't motivate me, and he says, you know, this rivalry's been going on since I was a little boy. Like, what? Oh, man. Actually, Philadelphia played well, but that was the epitome of no motivator whatsoever. Like, there's no motivating gene. If coaches have archetypes, which they should, I just thought about that. On NBA 2K21, motivator is not one of, actually they do have archetypes, but motivator is not one of Brett Brown's fortes, or one of his badges, should I say. I believe Celtics will give Philly some extra time to choose between Ben Simmons and Joel Embiid. That's fair. This is a sneak preview of my predictions. When I come back, I'm talking the games, like who's going to win the series, who's going to tie it up. I'm not sure if the Nuggets can do that. We'll also give you guys 2 daily fantasy laps you might want to use. I'm entered in 14 of them today on FanDuel. That's a lot of daily fantasy. It's more like $2. Like $2 for 14 laps. Like I can deal with that. I'm still using the quarantine money. Like FanDuel does this thing where like they give you like $10, like for free, because like we know times are tough and when sports are back, so we want you to have $10. I'm not using a dime of my money. They can have it though. They can have, like, here, you guys have it back in increments of 5 cents. I'll get into that. We're back at 7:24 a.m. Good morning, by the way. We'll be right back. It's only like 5 times now.
James A. Paxton here, weekly blog writer and host of The Media's Input, and this is 12 Ounce Sports.
It's Wednesday, my dude.
Fantastic. He gets all this money, and that's it? We're okay with that? No. Baloney. I'm going to tell you what I think should happen.
The one, the only king on the ice himself, Philly Pete, and we are live on 12 Ounce Sports and Zingo TV, channel 7.
We talk about this every single week. Like, every single week somebody else is up for the document.
Everyone to Talking Miners. We're getting new at this thing. Great start to the show, everybody.
I'm gonna give you all 30 seconds to make sure you get your popcorn and your soda can.
Welcome in live to the 12 Ounce Sports Studio.
World Hockey Report live comes here on 12 Ounce Sports. Cody Jansen with you, joined with Cam
It's
Jansen.
the one and only Pop DiBiase, the primetime capper. And I got the Anglers, the primetime Anglers on 12 Ounce Sports.
Smarter by watching the Captain Lou Extravaganza live every Tuesday night at 8 on the 12 Ounce Sports Network.
For the marching exercise, you want to sit down in the center front of your chair, bring your feet shoulder width apart, and form a 90-degree angle with your knees. From here, you're going to lift one foot and raise the opposite arm, just as you march in place in your chair. Make sure you keep that core nice and tight and you breathe into it, and also maintain good posture with a straight back.
And now it's time to pay some more bills. Okay, so actually this one's not even paying bills because there's nothing like you really have to do. It's just pretty easy, like it also helps us out. 12ouncesportsnetwork.com/Amazon literally costs you nothing. If you're an Amazon shopper, you want to get that next day delivery or same day delivery, I forgot what they do. The Amazon Prime, just go to the website right there. It's fine. You'll be okay. And guess what? It costs you, like, it literally costs you nothing. You'll still go right to Amazon. It'll let you know that we sent you. Here's our topics that we had today. The Lakers put the clamps on a very tired Portland team. Dame and CJ did shrink, especially Damian Lillard. LeBron was incredible, maybe because it was Kobe's birthday. Rest in peace. Good game, though. Mavs and Clippers, I believe the Mavs should be up 3-0. Game today's at 3:30. I'm about to tell you guys what I think about that, actually. The Milwaukee Bucks have kind of lost me. I'm not sure. I believe Toronto would win their series in probably 6. We'll get to that when it comes, though. Joel Embiid needs to be traded right now before he gets hurt again. Obviously, after today's game, when they get swept, like Ben Simmons is the far better passer and the far better teammate. Like Embiid is not engaged. And now it's time for the Sunday picks, baby. Let's get it. Let's get it, baby. Okay, here are my predictions for the day. Make sure I'm on the right part of my notes. I'm trying to get more prepared, right? Okay. I believe the Celtics will give Philly some extra time to choose between Ben Simmons and Joel Embiid when they sweep the Philadelphia 76ers. The Mavericks will get even. This game was at 3:30 in the afternoon Eastern time, and I'm not sure why. And yes, Luka Doncic will play. He has no choice. Game time decision? Yeah, okay. It's happening. Raptors will dominate the Nets again. There's nothing really to add here. They're going to win their series 4-0. Congratulations, you beat the Nets. It'd be cooler if they do. It'd be cooler if they beat Kyrie and KD, but like those two drama kings. But that's okay. And Jazz will go up 3-1, but I do believe Denver's going to keep it close. I believe that. I'm not sure about late. I don't know about taking the under on that one on the spread. But I still believe why am I tired? 7:30. But I still believe that the Jazz will go 3-1. It should be a close game though. Really, really, really close. Okay. Now it's time for our daily fantasy. This is all from FanDuel. The cost you have for those not familiar with daily fantasy, you have $50,000. You have a $50,000 salary to deal with. You have like each player, like the better the player is, or the higher they've been, they cost more. So that's like, you have like 9 slots to fill. Let's get into it. Kemba Walker is the guy here. He's getting his legs back, and I believe he's being aggressive. He also doesn't foul. That's a W. Tyler Johnson, Marcus Smart, Sweet Lou. I think Lou could have a big game. Tim Hardaway Jr. has been nice. Tobias Harris found some kind of a rhythm in the last game. Maybe he tries to go off in the sweep. We'll see. Jason Tatum will be in sweep mode after he struggled with fouls in game number 3. I don't know if you guys caught that, but Tatum was actually not very... He's aggressive, but he was not very happy about those fouls. Nikola Jokic will have at least 10 assists as Denver will shoot well in the loss. And my 2 asterisks right there, I'm going to show you my money makers on that one. If you want to choose 2 different, I call them money makers because those are the guys that are going to get a bunch of stats for me. Like Tatum might drop 50 and Jokic might drop a triple-double. I don't know. Hopefully. My next one, this is going to be interesting. This is a fun little... This is if you're a Clippers fan, I guess. And I'm not a Clippers fan. I don't even know why I did this one. But hey, it's one of 14, not 14, it's one of 10 different lineups I have. Jamal Murray will feast on a no-defense Mike Conley. Seth Curry's been really good. Paul George, Sweet Lou, and Kawhi Leonard. 1, if not 2 of those guys has to go off. I'm ready for it, baby. Luka will play, and he'll put up 40-plus fantasy points again. That's a W. He's a versatile player. Versatile players are what you want. You want big-time scorers who can make a lot of threes. You want versatile players. That's your guy, Luka Doncic. Montrezl Harrell could be big as well. Personally, I'm mad I made this lineup because I believe Royce O'Neal, in Game 3 when Conley came back, his numbers went from I'm kind of going. I need some drink aid. His numbers went from 30 and 26 fantasy points to 17 or 16. That's not very good. But still a $4,800 cost. Why not, right? Salary looks good. Again, here are the Sunday picks. Celtics and Raptors finish off their series pretty easily. Raptors should do it easily. Celtics, I could see them being up 3-1. That's okay. But I think they should win the series. I don't know if Philly has any fight left in them. I don't feel well, but I'm going to be okay. Last Sunday, I kind of, left early. Had some issues. Let's check Twitter and see what the heck's going on. Again, Kobe Bryant is 42 today. Would have been 42. Sad. Oh, so Skip Bayless said Lakers won easily despite AD and LeBron combining to miss 9 free throws in LeBron's 8. Okay, well, he has to add LeBron's 8 turnovers. That's just stupid to me. Come on. That's how bad Portland is. Lakers are 5. That's how bad. He's such a great troll, dude. I swear to goodness. Again, follow me on Twitter at MKADHD. It's good stuff. It's great stuff, actually. I love it. And you know what? Let's give some more love. Ooh. Let's give some more love to Drinkade, man. I love Drinkade. I haven't tried it, but I should. It's the morning show presented by Drinkade. Sunday morning, baby. We'll be right back. Don't worry. I'm still here.
Drinkade, ready for distribution worldwide.
James A. Paxton here, weekly blog writer and host of The Media's Input, and this is 12 Ounce Sports.
It's Wednesday, my dude.
Fantastic. It's all this money. And that's it? We're okay with that? No. Baloney. I'm going to tell you what I think should happen.
The one, the only king on the ice himself, Philly Pete, and we are live on 12 Ounce Sports and Zingo TV, channel 760.
Talk about this every single week. Like every single week, somebody else is up for the document.
Everyone, two talking minors.
We're getting new at this thing. Great start to the show, everybody.
I'm gonna give you all 30 seconds to make sure you get your popcorn in your soda can.
Welcome in live to the 12 Ounce Sports Studios.
World Hockey Report live from here on 12 Ounce Sports. Cody Jansen with you, joined with Cam
It's the
Jansen.
one and only Pop DiBiase, the primetime Kaplan, and I got the Anglers, the primetime Anglers on 12 Ounce Sports.
Smarter by watching the Captain Lou Extravaganza live every Tuesday night at 8 on the 12 Ounce Sports Network.
Drinkade, ready for distribution worldwide.
Okay, since I still have time, good morning again. And here are some What You Missed presented by Drinkade Berry with caffeine and double B12 to help you, with last night's stuff that you did or didn't do. Maybe you were sleeping in. Maybe you got to sleep early because you want to catch the Mike show. And for that, I applaud you and appreciate you for that. But here's what you might have missed. Lakers beat the Blazers 116-108 behind LeBron James' 38 points. Speaking of the Lakers, Kobe Bryant would have been 42 years old today. We hate you, 2020. Heat go up 3-0. Thunder cut their series deficit to 2-1 against the Rockets in an overtime game. Padres destroyed the Astros 13-2. There's a lot of good stuff coming up very soon on 12 Ounce Sports. Hopefully the NFL season happens. Excuse me. I'm not sure if it will, personally. I still believe it'll be a very tough thing to see. Maybe the NFL will start in time for the virus in the election to be kind of subsiding there for a little bit. I hope we have an NFL season because how do you know college sports is going to kind of stink? But the NFL season we really want to have. We'll see what happens. Also, I have a logo coming to this show. Sneak peek right here, Sunday morning. Had to get a little background on the Sunday morning graphic right there, but hey, I promise you guys, I'm very excited for this new logo. It cost me a little bit of mulo dinero, but I do believe it's gonna give a nice morning feel. See what I mean? I don't want to give too much away. Again, it cost me a little bit of money, so I got traded for cash consideration. So this right here was nice while it lasted. Personally, the Mike Senate First logo is still going to be there for the Tuesday nights. But hopefully by next Sunday, I'll have that new logo. It's already been completed in like 3 different styles. I just need to pay the guy. I feel stupid. I swear to goodness. I love Head & Shoulders. Like, if I get a sponsor, it'd be Head & Shoulders. They actually give me a free bottle of shampoo. Because I shouted them out on Twitter. They messaged me saying, hey, you want a free bottle of shampoo? Sure. Head & Shoulders is great shampoo. My hair drinks that stuff. But having soft hair, I swear to goodness, I brushed this thing. And it just flat out, it just flies. I mean, yes, I need a haircut. I understand that. But this is ridiculous. Also wearing a goofy, oh, gosh, how are you doing? Yahoo! Goofy shirt. Still waiting for the stuff, right? I don't want to keep you guys forever, but I also don't want to, have a scheduling conflict here. Appreciate you to Zingo TV as well. I mean, let's pay some more bills. Zingo TV channel 761. Great little app, great little website. 761 is where you'll find 12 Ounce Sports shows like this one. Also replays of Vegas Squares. James A. Paxton, Lee Cowden, I think his name is. Lou Gamlin with the Captain Lou Extravaganza every Tuesday night. Glenn Kaplan, I love Glenn Kaplan's show. Glenn's Dynamic Sports Corner. They have some really good show names, actually. Mike Said It First, Glenn's Dynamic Sports Corner, Captain Lou Extravaganza, The Keel Show. That's a good show, actually, for hockey fans. I've tried to get into hockey. It's just not working out here in Georgia. I have much better things to do, like work at Dollar General. Oh, my goodness, man. This is ridiculous. Let's get to some Ian Rappaport tweets. I know this is actually pretty interesting. Where are we at here? Okay, at Rap Sheet. Where is it at? This is some news about Earl Thomas. Oh, it's getting close. Okay, so here's Ian Rappaport's practice updates 22 hours ago. For the Dolphins, quarterback Ryan Fitzpatrick will return to practice today per coach Brian Flores after missing Friday for personal reasons. For the Ravens, safety Earl Thomas is not in practice after being sent home following a skirmish Friday. That was just like so, oh, good. Star safety Earl Thomas was sent home from the facility Friday following a fight with teammate Chuck Clark. That's a heck of a name, Chuck Clark. A situation to monitor. Tom Pelissero. He works for the NFL Network. Yeah, he works for the NFL Network. That's who Ian Rappaport was quoting and all kind of good stuff. Per sources. First reported by Tom Pelissero. Let's not drag this show out. We've already done so, but that's okay. I'm happy. Tuesday night's the next mic. Don't forget next Sunday. Hopefully I have that new logo. It's going to be nice and fresh. Until that time is up, guys, have a good one. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday. I hope I feel better by Tuesday, man. I swear to you. We're out, though.
Drinkade, ready for distribution.